Hello again, my name is Gabe Zollner. You want to read a real scary story? On the Blaze, they've got an article, Pregnant Mom Arrested in New York for Unloaded Handgun in Checked Baggage. Did you hear what I just said? Unloaded handgun in checked baggage. Well, what happened was a Minnesota mom who's 6 months pregnant, she was getting ready to head home from a trip to New York with her daughter, and her daughter is 6. She was arrested last week for an unloaded handgun she had in her luggage. She was attempting to check. I mean, she wasn't trying to smuggle it. She told the agent that I have an unloaded handgun in a hard case that's locked, and I'd like to check it. Well, what the agent did was the agent called the New York Port Authority, and they came and they slapped handcuffs on her, and then they hauled her off, and they took her daughter in a separate car, which was unmarked, which I guess was a good thing. Now, what's interesting is before this lady left on her trip, she checked with the airlines, and she called Delta, and she was told that this was in, I think, North Dakota, that, you know, you have to have the gun separate and all that, and that's what she did. Well, see, the problem is that with all the laws being as screwed up as they now are, with these whacked-out Democrats putting different laws, different requirements, different contingencies into place, you know, you sort of don't know what's up. Now, apparently, in New York City, if you have a gun that's locked in a hard case, and if you have ammunition in its proximity, New York considers that gun to be loaded. You know? So now, she's being charged with a very serious crime that could land her in prison. And according to Helen Peterson, she's spokesperson for the Queens District Attorney, Richard A. Brown. And they had informed that those unfamiliar with the laws causes issues several times a year, issues for the people. Quote, unless you have a New York City license to carry, leave your gun at home, Peterson advised travelers. Now, the lady that got nailed, she says, I agree with gun laws to decrease violent crimes. I do my best to set a good example for my daughter and to be a law-abiding citizen. I am from a family who was involved in the community. My mother is a retired school teacher, and my father owns a small business. I was misinformed. Crime should be judged on a case-by-case basis, and what is happening to me and my family is wrong. I do not disagree. It is insanely wrong. But, you know what? The laws in New York are insanely wrong as well, you know? I mean, who in their right mind, what normal judge would prosecute someone and say that they think that the gun she had that was locked in a case by itself, in a hard case, and the ammunition was separate, could be considered loaded? Only in the Big Apple can something that insane happen. But my advice to anyone that has a concealed carry, like I do, you really have to be careful where you go as you travel, because each state has its own asinine laws. And the Democratic states are the ones that are going to really screw you up, like this lady got screwed up in New York. You got to be out of your mind to think that a gun that's locked in a hardcover case with ammunition that's separate from the gun in the case could be considered to be loaded. But hey, no one says they're normal. Huh? What do you think? I told you what I think.